Hello, everyone. This is Bob Birchfield in Indianapolis, Indiana. For as long as I can remember, every year on New Year's Day, my mother had a tradition of making pork tenderloins for everyone for the holiday. So, since she passed away last June, we wanted to particularly honor the tradition, which probably goes back 60 or 70 years, by making pork tenderloins for New Year's Day 2012. So here we are on January the 1st, without the Rose Parade, I might add, or any bowl games. It doesn't feel exactly like New Year's Day, but we've gone to the store and bought a nice pork tenderloin from Dave's Meat Market out in Greenfield, Indiana. It's about 12 or 13 inches long, and it only cost about $15. No different, by the way, than 40 years ago. The first time I remember going to buy a pork tenderloin, it was about $15. You can see that my wife is dividing this pork tenderloin into I think she's going to be able to get about 16 pieces out of this one pork tenderloin. And so she's just going to cut it up and place it on a plate, and then she'll go ahead and pound these out so that they're thin and aerated and fry quicker. You can see that it's a good quality tenderloin, and it's something that we've done for every year for as long as I can remember. The other tradition in our family, which is really silly, is that we always had to have a Canada Dry grapefruit soda. And I believe that was called Wink back in the day. Does anybody know? Well, here you can see that she's pounding out these tenderloins. And when she gets all done with them, then we'll go ahead and show you the other processes in putting these tenderloins together. I've just turned the sound off on this particular video because there's about 20 people in the house and it's quite noisy. There's a lot of background and distracting noise, so it just kind of silenced everything so you could concentrate on just how to do this. Apparently the Hoosier pork tenderloin is considered an Indiana tradition, which is not popular in some parts of the country. You can see here that we've just taken some plain saltine crackers and just ground them up in the blender until they're a fine, powdery cracker meal. And then we'll take that and just put it in a pan and set it aside until everything else is ready to go. There we are. And when we get done, you can see that it's a really fine cracker meal that we're going to use to coat these tenderloins. Then the next thing that she'll do is just take a few eggs and put them into a pan and beat them up so that we just have the equivalent of what we would have if we were going to do scrambled eggs in the morning. It's nothing fancy. I'm certainly not a connoisseur or a chef of any quality whatsoever, but it's just a tradition that we've always carried on in our family for all these years. So there you can see that she's just going to mix that up a little bit, and basically, once we've got the cracker meal and the eggs prepared, then we're ready to go. So here we've got a frying pan, and we're using Crisco butter-flavored shortening. The butter flavor gives the tenderloins a really nice golden brown color, as you'll see here just shortly. So now she's going to take the tenderloin, just dip it in the egg wash, cover it with the cracker meal, and pop it right into the frying pan. I suppose the worst thing about the whole process, you can see the dripping and so forth, is it's a little messy. There goes some now onto the counter. When you get done, you will have a mess to clean up, but I think you'll agree, if you try this for yourself, that it's well worth the effort. I think the worst thing about the frying pan is that if you don't have enough grease in the pan, it'll be too dry, and the tenderloins won't cook properly. So there, we've got 3 nice tenderloins now in the pan, and you can see that they're good-sized tenderloins. They're probably as wide across as, let's say, a softball. They're certainly larger than the buns that we're going to put them on, that's for sure. So here they are, just frying in the pan, and you can see we kind of let it go on the first side until the dry part is mostly wet, and then they get flipped over to the second side. See that nice golden brown color that I was telling you about? I believe that's the result of using that butter flavored Crisco. So here we are. I just flip them over to make sure they're done, and then into the holding pan they go, and we just pop them into the oven until we can cook enough for everybody in the family. And here's the full pan. Look at those beauties. How about that? So now we're just going to pick a nice one. You can see they're meaty. They're not pounded out so thin that they're a fritter, but they're nice meaty pork tenderloins. They're juicy. We'll pop one onto a bun. We'll go over and add a little bit of tomato. Maybe some onion if you have pickles, or if you have sweet relish. It's very good on a tenderloin. And then we'll just go over to the condiments counter and add some fresh lettuce. You can also add mayo on the side, or Miracle Whip, or Hellmann's, whatever your preference is, if you'd like. And basically, there you've got the classic Hoosier pork tenderloin. Enjoy.